Hey guys, so I have something to share with you before we get started into this video. So do you guys know what I discovered? I didn't really discover it. My husband did it one day without me knowing, but the skylight has a shade. I could have prevented the sun getting into my eyes and weird lighting for a while now, but I didn't know there was a shade that came over this. Just wanted to tell you guys. I just thought that was interesting and wanted to tell you guys because for so long I've been filming with complication sometimes. Is that the right word? With unnecessary, like, I don't know. But anyways, let's get into this video. So I finally have enough clips to have a gardening video for you guys, and I wanted to share with you the garden updates and all that good stuff. I know several of you have been asking about my garden, so here it is. All right, so this year we did not plant as many. It was just too much, and with us traveling and stuff like that a lot in our camper, we just don't have time like we did for a huge garden. But we did plant things that in my mind are kind of necessary that we use a lot. So we do use a lot of squash and zucchini. We eat that a lot. We grill that up. It's really great. And most of our kids love it, as well as me and Josh. Cucumbers. I am obsessed with eating cucumbers. I like them plain. I like them pickled. All that kind of good stuff. I put them on my bagels. I put them in my salads. I eat them dipped in cream cheese. I love cucumbers. So we planted a regular cucumber plant and then a pickling cucumber plant because I'm going to make pickles again this year. I'm excited. I want to kind of experiment and do more than just dill pickles and try to see if I can look up really neat recipes to make cool pickles that I like to buy myself, you know, from like farmers markets and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my goal for the pickles this year. Then we planted some peppers. We have some jalapenos. We have some banana peppers. My husband and I really got into pickled banana peppers, like on our sandwiches and stuff like that, on our burgers. They're just delicious. So I'm going to pickle some hot banana peppers this season, and then I'm going to do some sweet pickled peppers. So we have some sweet banana peppers planted, and then another one, I think they might be a red pepper, but they're also sweet peppers as well. And then of course, we have some tomatoes. We eat tomatoes all the time. And then we have our old plants like the strawberries. They died off pretty quickly. I did not get to the last harvest. I put it off and put it off. And then by the time I was ready to go out and pick them, they had already died. So I need to be quicker about that next year. But luckily, they come back every season and they come back bigger. So we'll have a ton of strawberries next season. But yeah, and then we have our grapes that we've had planted for a while. They did not bloom last season, but they are thriving this season, as you'll see in some of the clips. And of course, we have our blackberries and our raspberries that grow back every season as well. And our kiwi that grows back every season, except we have not gotten any fruit on it this year. Fingers crossed we get some this year, but someone had mentioned that we need a male and a female plant to create fruit. So I'm hoping that's not the case because they did not say anything to us about that when we bought it. So I don't know. It might just be a plant that we have because we don't have a male and a female plant. We just have one plant. And then we have our olive tree that we got last year that is thriving this year. We did not get any fruit last year, but I didn't expect to because it was only a baby. It's still only a baby, so we may can't talk. We may get fruit this year. We may not. So yeah, and then I'm not quite sure. I have to look up what I have to do to brine the olives to make them actually taste good after they're picked, because I don't know if you can even eat them right off the vine, if they even taste that great. So yeah, that's what we have this season. I don't think there's, oh, and we planted sugar snap peas this season. We wanted some kind of a pea or bean or something. And we like those, and those you don't have to cook. You can just take them off, wash them, and eat them raw. So those are great. We planted those before, and they came out really good. So yeah, that's what we have planted this season. I believe that's all. And then we have our spices. We have dill. We planted dill this year. And we have basil. And then we have parsley, which this is the 3rd year in a row that the parsley has come back without us planting a new plant. So maybe that's an annual thing. I'm not sure. But yeah. So here are the clips. The blackberries have started coming in. They're just green right now, but they're going to be ripe probably in the next couple weeks. The strawberries are getting redder, and we picked a whole bunch already. And I put them in my smoothies, and they're really good. The kiwi plant has gotten humongous. I'm wondering if it will bloom this year. I hope so. I'm so excited we have dill again. I'm gonna make my pickles this year. My dill pickles. The blackberry vine has come all the way back on the side of the garage. We're gonna have a lot of those this year. So this bowl is pretty much full, but this is most of the strawberries that were picked today. A few of them I did cut up and froze for my smoothies, and then I did eat 1 or 2 of them just because they looked really good. And they're delicious, and they are perfect for my smoothies. And since we get like an abundance of them, I don't have to go and buy strawberries to make for my smoothies. So I buy bananas, I buy some blueberries, and I buy grapes every once in a while, like for the kids too. And then I just make my own. What I've been doing is just making my own little bags. I get those like really small snack bags from the Dollar Tree, the 100 packs. And then I just fill them up like halfway with some fruit, just to add to my protein shakes in the morning, and it works perfectly. And then I have exactly what I want in each bag, kind of deal. So it's been working. I need to pick more strawberries today. There's a whole bunch. You see all those red strawberries? Ripe strawberries ready to be picked. There's a lot. They just keep producing, and the strawberry patch, if you can see, just keeps growing. All of that is strawberries. On the inside along the fence, that's all strawberries as well. So this right here is a hot banana pepper, and there's a little bud, 2 little buds, if you can see on the top right there. So I don't know what this one is, but this is some kind of pepper as well. This might be a hot banana also. I don't know if my husband got 2 of them, but the little thingy that said what it was is not there anymore. So I guess we'll find out once they start blooming, but there are several buds started on this one. This guy right here is a mammoth jalapeno. So I guess these are going to be like really big jalapenos, but there's some budding started on that as well. So I don't know what the kiwi plant is supposed to look like once it gets like fruit buds on it. I don't really see anything, but this, I showed you in an earlier clip, this has gotten huge. This is like a kiwi tree, but this is the 3rd year, I believe, that we have had this, and we have had no fruit yet on it, but I'm hopeful that maybe it's mature enough this year that it will produce fruit. Although someone did mention that there needs to be like a male and a female plant to produce fruit, so I'm not sure if that's a real thing, because I'm like, why would they sell this at, you know, the vegetable and fruit stands and stuff like that if you need 2, like a male and a female, not knowing what it is for them to produce? I mean, there's something right here. Maybe that's a fruit bud, but I don't know. But or maybe they just didn't know. But I guess we'll find out, and maybe I should just look it up and do some research and all that. This is our olive plant. I showed you guys this last year. We actually got this last year, and it was still very small and juvenile last year and was not going to produce any olives on it. But this year, I think it should. If not this year, then next, because it is still pretty small for a tree. Is it an olive tree or an olive bush? I don't know. But nothing yet. But we did bring this inside once things started to get really cold out here, because this is an indoor-outdoor plant. You put it outdoors during the spring and summer and bring it in during the fall and winter, and it'll thrive. So it's getting all of its lovely leaves back. I mean, it still had some of its leaves, but it's thriving now that it's out in natural sunlight and all that. And this right here, this is our grapevine. It's huge. I'll show you the length of it in a second, but my husband cut it back too short. Like, here is where it starts. It's literally like a tree trunk down here. And my husband cut it back way too far. He cut it like down to here. If you can see, that's where he cut it last year. And over there. And it hasn't grown back from those 3 spots that he cut. But it is growing new like branches and stuff off of it. So it's not dead, obviously, because it's wrapped around our entire fence. But yeah, this got huge since last year. It didn't produce any fruit last year because he did cut it back a little too far. But okay, so it starts down there and it stretches along this little wire here, which my husband has like a bird feeder attached to. And then it comes through here, up that part of the wire. And I believe we have some, I don't know if this is, I don't think this is, maybe it is. The leaves look the same. So I think it might be down here as well. Like it traveled somehow. Because there's like a bush, little tree trunk thing. Oh, never mind. We have like red grapes and green grapes that we planted. So this is the second grapevine. It's not as big as that one over there. That one we've had for like 4, maybe 5 years. And this one we got like 2 years ago. So it's pretty big though. And then in between the grapevines, if you can see, these are raspberries. And they are prickered. When I went to like stick my hand to show you something in the grapevine, it like pricked me. But yeah, the raspberries are starting. And this all in the corner here, well, this is grapes, but over here, if you can see these are raspberries. And then this right here, yes, it started to flower. It's fine, but it's huge. This is our parsley. We planted this 2 years ago, and it's been coming back every year, bigger and bigger. And these, I know it's parsley because when I pull this off and I kind of like stick my nail into it and then smell it, you can smell the spice on that. Definitely parsley. The grapes are definitely growing this year. Look at them. They're growing pretty much everywhere. And then these grapes over here, like look how many of these bunches there are. That is crazy. We're gonna have tons of grapes this year. And then the raspberries have started too. I don't know if these are gonna last. The birds usually get them first. And the blackberries are getting bigger. They haven't started changing color yet, but they're getting there. So these like are budding like that on the kiwi plant. I don't know if that means anything, but there's several of those. So this is what is happening with the kiwi plant. I don't believe I've ever seen these before. So, and they kind of smell, they smell like kiwi a little bit. So I'm kind of hoping that that's a good sign, and that means that they are actually like flowering now and budding and gonna produce fruit. This tomato right here is starting to flower just in this one spot, I believe. It's kind of getting yellow at the bottom. I believe it needs to be watered. And down here, these are budding. This, I believe, is squash or zucchini. I'm not sure which one. And then here we've got some flowering. This is the sugar snap peas. We have a pepper right here and here that are flowering. Oh, and we actually have a pepper started. This is a jalapeno. Right here. I believe these are budding. These are the cucumbers, these two plants. I think that's budding. And then this is one of the banana. I don't know if this is, I think this is the sweet banana because the hot banana is in the back. But we have a pepper here, a pepper starting here, a pepper starting here, and then a whole bunch of flowers. And same with this one. This one is shishito, sweet pepper. A whole bunch of flowering going on. And right here, a pepper is forming. And then this is the sweet banana with a whole bunch of flowering and budding. The blackberries are still green. I was kind of hoping that some of them would start turning, but nope. But these ones are actually getting pretty big. And those up there, like look at that one. That one's almost ready to start changing color. So not too long yet. My dill, I'm hoping this gets even bigger. It's starting to flower at the top. I know, like, you're supposed to cut that off, right? I don't know. But I'm hoping it gets bigger because the cucumbers haven't started yet, and I need them to make my dill pickles. And here we've got the grapes. They're getting bigger. There's clusters, grape clusters, literally everywhere. We're gonna have tons of grapes. I'm excited. And then here are the raspberries. They have not started changing color yet either, but they are forming. And then here is the second grape plant. And again, literally everywhere on the plant, there's clusters. So we're gonna have tons of grapes, more grapes than we know what to do with probably. But at least we love grapes in this house. And then here is the olive plant. Not really anything. I believe we bought this last year. Maybe the year before, but I believe it was last year. And it didn't do anything last year. So I'm hoping kind of that it does something this year, but we'll see. But the leaves are coming back strong. So this is one of the squashes or zucchinis. I'm not sure which. I believe it's a squash, but the flower has already bloomed and it's about to form the little squash. We have some more tomato flowering. The jalapeno is getting pretty big, but I believe these are giant jalapenos. So these are gonna grow for a while before they get picked, I believe. We have some flowering on the cucumbers, which I'm super excited because I cannot wait to start pickling. And look, we have a sugar snap pea. I think this is the only one on here so far. Nope, we have two. And then we have one started right here. They're coming along. We have two that are flowering up the top. This should be like, I feel like this should be covered in peas pretty soon because I believe we grew this maybe like 5 or 6 years ago and it really took off when we grew them. And look at my dill. It's getting really tall now. I think I'm going to remove the flower. Oh my gosh, this part smells too, but I don't think you're supposed to use the flower part, just these. But it's really coming along. Any suggestions on how to make this is growing tall, but are there any suggestions on how to make it grow outward, like get fatter? This banana pepper, this is a sweet one, I believe, because the hot one is right there. but it's getting pretty big. These get really long, so this has a while to go before it's ready to be picked. And this one finally has a pepper started on it. You guys, okay, the first blackberries that are starting to change color. They're starting to get red. Now they have a little ways to go before they get ripe enough to pick, but I'm excited. This blackberry bush has gone so, like, it used to just be right there, but it's branched out, and I'm so excited because I love blackberries. I like the blackberries more than the raspberries. Now here's our basil. I'm gonna pull off the flowering part at the top of that, but it's getting pretty big too. By the way, these are my flowers that Royce picked out for me for Mother's Day. My husband planted them in the garden so they could thrive. The parsley is like flowering everywhere, but it's getting huge. This we planted, I believe, 3 years ago, and it comes back every year. Some of these raspberries are starting to get color as well. As you can see, the garden is already starting to thrive. We have got fruit on a lot of stuff. We have got flowering on mostly everything. So I am excited. Hopefully by the time the next video comes out, there will be a harvest besides strawberries. But yeah, that is everything for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you for watching and have an awesome day. Bye.